Okay. So first of all, yeah, good evening everyone. Just a quick recap what we have covered the last session of Python. So in Python, we have learned, we imported pandas and by using pandas, we can create data frames on top of maybe list, maybe dictionary, maybe a CSV file. And when we have, quite idea how to create the data frame, then how to manipulate the data in data frames or how to have the analysis can be performed on top of data frames. That thing we have learned in last sessions. And what are the things we have learned till now? Just a basic idea. It's a aggregation function, some sorting operator, filtering and slicing the data at the data frames, and those various kind of stuffs we have already learned. Just like, yeah. Arun, can you please put yourself in mute?
నేను జావాలో జాయిన్ అయినా కూడా
Let me try it.
జావా అయిపోయింది చూడు.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so what we are discussing about, so we have tried all the possibilities, what are the chains, how to merge more than one data frames. So this thing we can perform inside the Python. So the same thing we can perform inside SQL by having SQL languages, but in Python we can do the same thing by creating data frames and those manipulation by your own. Okay, so today it should be officially the last day for Python. What we'll be learning, how to connect a database. Okay, we already learned how to connect with a CSV file. That is fine. Now we'll be connecting with the database, and from database we'll be fetching some table. Okay, and we can do the manipulation by Python from that table. Maybe we have several source system. Maybe we have several OLTP system. So suppose we have MySQL server, we have Oracle, those kind of database. We have some CSV file input from user side as well. But our requirement is to transfer the data, to manipulate the records and push it at the external database with some new tables. So that is called the ETL tool. I mentioned this thing, ETL tool, maybe 1 or 2 weeks earlier when we were learning BI chapters, business intelligence. That ETL tools, those are loading the data from source system to target with some business values added into it, some cleansing operation, some transforming of data, and we are creating the data in fact and dimension way and storing it finally inside another database. That is called data warehouse or data mart. Okay. Any doubt from anyone? I was hearing some voice. So if there is anything, please, stop me and ask me questions. Okay. So today we'll be learning Python as a ETL tool mainly. So we'll be connecting. We already started connecting in, a source CSV file. So I'll be showing how to connect with a MySQL database, and we'll be fetching the table and just store the same table in a data frame. Data frame, how to manipulate it, we already learned it in last 2 days sessions. So we'll be just trying another exercise or another hands-on today to push some data frame from Python to the database again. So we'll be pulling the data and pushing the data today. So if that thing we can learn, then to design a ETL, it is not a big deal. Let's learn the thing one by one. First thing is establish a connection between MySQL database and Python. How to do that? So let me open PyCharm. Okay. So there are two ways, two particular packages or two particular class we can import over here for this particular action item. So first go ahead with these stuffs. Let me comment this thing out. Okay. So this is very simple syntax. We need to import. We need to install first this package. PyMySQL. Okay, Python and MySQL. Install it. This is for MySQL database connectivity. Let me open MySQL as well. So when I'll be opening MySQL, what are the basic parameter? So it should be having a host name, which host server it is been installed, what is the username, and what is the password. So those are the needed thing. If I just open my MySQL. Okay. So you can see localhost root. As it's been installed in my local, that's why it's mentioned as localhost. If this has been installed in any other server, especially when we will be working for a company, for a business association, there we can see it's been hosted by cloud platforms. So you need to put the server name from cloud. Okay. What is cloud and all? We have some basic topics over there as well. Maybe after 2 or 3 days, we'll be learning that stuffs too. Okay, password I have provided over here. If I just maximize this thing, let me delete it. Yeah, the same thing. If we could remember that those are our databases, and this is the specific database we have created for our learning purpose. We have stored all the things over here. Okay, those are the tables, existed table we have worked with earlier sessions. Let's open the PPT again. Okay, now what I'll be doing, I'll be setting a connection between my Python to MySQL. So how to do that? Just import, call this package my PyMySQL, and we just need only this class from this package connect. Okay, so connect is helpful for connecting MySQL database. Just authentication that particular database over here. Connect is being used over here. So how to do that thing? Just I have declared a variable on over there. I'm connecting this MySQL database. Okay. Now I am declaring a cursor. Cursor is an object. When we'll be learning, when we'll be triggering any kind of SQL query, we need to declare a cursor. Through the cursor, we will be executing a SQL query and we can check the data. Okay, so how to do that? Let me just put a query. Just put the query name over here, or we can put the same thing directly. Anything we can do. Just like select star from. Okay, we need to put database name dot. We haven't declared the database name over here. That's why when we will be connecting or calling any SQL query, we need to put the database name there. Let me fetch up student. Okay. Data. Training. Let me copy the entire stuffs from here to here. Okay. So I'm firing a query, and that query needs to be called from the cursor itself. Okay. Car dot execute query. The same query I'm calling over here. So this is the cursor value. I'm calling this one. So whatever output I'll be receiving, just I need to fetch this thing. This is generic command. When you are accustomed, then I'm fetching all the output. After executing this command, I'm executing the query by this cursor. Okay. Then I'm collecting all my results, whatever I have executed over here. Okay. Those are methods. Okay. Execute, fetch all. I have fetched the result. Let's put this thing in a variable, or I can directly just call this thing. Now I can create a for loop for x in result. Let's print x. Okay. So what I have done till this thing, I think it's clear. It's a generic one. I have to, I just, import that particular connect class from here, from this package. Okay. Just declare the authentication method from MySQL. When the particular thing has been authenticated, there will be a connectivity between this Python to SQL Server. So after that, I have created a cursor on top of this connection, and I declare a query over here. The same query being executed by this car.execute method. Okay. So when the query is being fired or fetched, what it should be, it's a select query, so it will be showing data. So I'm collecting all the result by this fetch all method, and I'm printing the same result by using a for loop. Okay. So this is the simple syntax. Let me run it. Yes. So where the data was, what the data we can see over here, the same data is present over here. Okay. So this is just a simple setup connection, and we can show the data in this way, or we can show just like, let me, if we just want to check what are the databases available over here. So databases, this is a SQL command. This should not be run within inside a database. That should be a master command. I'm not inside any database over here. So I'm just on top of, I've just authenticated it. I haven't entered any database to fire a query till now. So if I just execute this thing, it will be showing us it's a metadata related information. All the databases are available. But those things are not visible over here because the metadata information I cannot see. I just can see whatever schema I have created. The same thing is present over here. Okay, but see, it's not present because it's a metadata one. It's fetched it from the system's metadata itself. World is there, training is there. I think Shakila is also there. Yeah, Shakila is there. Ronnie test is there. But this performance MySQL information, those are metadata information being stored over here. So that's the thing. So I think there is no issue with learning that stuff. So we have able to connect MySQL and fetch the thing. Now if we just fetch the result of a query and try to store it in data frame, then we just need to modify something. Let me just comment it out. Okay. So over here, I'll be doing a new thing. I'm just using another library, another package, SQL Alchemy. Okay. And the same thing, it will also create the engine or create the database connectivity over here. There is a bit different way to declare the thing. Whatever we are declaring over here, just like host equal to this, user equal to this, password equal to this. Over there is a bit different of declaration the thing, but the inner meaning it's same. Whatever we are doing. Okay. So here is the username colon password @ host name colon port name. Okay, this is the generic way of declaration the database connectivity slash the particular database I want to connect. Even I cannot put this thing, there will be no issue. But while putting any query, we can directly put the just like select star from database dot table name. This way we can also declare it over there. Anything we can do. So over here I have declared the thing in this connection parameter itself. So no need to put the database name there. So that's simple. So why we have used that particular package? Because that particular package will help me to store the data while fetching the data from SQL. I can store the thing in a data frame in Python. Over there, we are not storing anything. We just we are creating a cursor, okay, and over there we are just firing some query, and the query output I am showing in our result tab over here. But just for any manipulation of data, maybe we'll be performing any ETL operation. We'll be collecting data from multiple source systems, and we need to store the thing in data frame. Then from all the data frame, we can manipulate the data as per the business requirement. Okay, so how to store the data in data frame? That thing we'll be learning now. Okay, so till this line, I think there will no doubt. If there is any, please ask me. We are creating a connection engine by this authentication. It's same way it's authenticating the MySQL Server database. Okay, now I'm creating a data frame. It should be PD, not read CSV, read SQL query. I'm able to connect the engine. Now I'll be reading the SQL query from this connective connection engine. Let me put the same SQL query again. Okay, another parameter I just need to pass that connection engine. The connection engine name is engine. This one. So I'm directly putting this thing. Okay. So I'm firing this select query and storing the output in this data frame DF. Let me print the data frame whether it's fine or not. Yeah, we can see the output. Whatever output we can see over here, the same output is being stored over here in a data frame. Fine. So one of our goals has been achieved. Now if it is stored in data frame, now we can manipulate the data on all of the operation, whatever we have learned in data frame. Okay. So there'll be no issue with that. Now one more thing is left. How to write data from data frame to a database. So I'll be using the same data frame, or maybe I can use a separate data frame from taking data from CSV file. That is also possible. Let's take the same data frame as well. I have created a data frame from student table. Let me just push the same data frame into MySQL. Okay, I'm creating a new table which will be pushing the same data frame into MySQL. How to do that? We have successfully able to pull it. Now I'll be pushing it into an external DB. That is the example. So the thing should be to SQL. It's option there. Or let me put here. Okay, on top of this data, I need to use this method to SQL. So there I need to put 2-3 parameters. First of all, the new table name. Let me check the tables availability. What are the tables? Student. Okay, I'm just creating a student backup table. Okay, then I need to mention the database too. Or training only. I need to mention the connection engine too. I need to declare it over here. The engine should be same over here. On top of this connection engine, I'll be working over here. So the table name, connection engine, and the database is mandatory over here. So there are various loading method I told you in BI for novel learning business intelligence, whether it will be truncating, whether it should be append mode load. So this kind of thing we can put it over here. By default, it should be, creating with, if there is nothing, they will be creating this table and pushing the records. Okay. Let me run the thing. Let me just omit the print statement. I just omitted the print statement. So what I'm doing, I'm creating a data frame by reading the data from student table. Then again, I'm pushing the same student table or the same data frame to another table name called student backup. This table should be created after executing that code. That table should be created over here. That's it. Let me check it, whether it's fine or not. I'm triggering it. Yeah, there's no issue. Let me check. Let me refresh the database. Yes, we can see the table is there. But if I just directly, this is a maybe bug at MySQL server. In the same session, I cannot see or fetch the data of the table. So let me uh, reconnect the session of this database again. Okay, I have just reconnect the session and try to call this table again, or to check whether we have the data load is fine over here. Yes, so this data load is fine, but we haven't load the data through this table. Rather, what we have done, we have loaded the data from the data frame from Python side. Okay, so just to learn why we have done this thing, by this thing we have read the data, means we have pulled the thing from an external database. In between, I haven't showed you today how to manipulate it because we already learned it in last 2 days session. If we have various data frame, how to manipulate the data between all of these data frames as per the business logic. So when our final data frame is ready, maybe there should be 7, 8 total data frame for data mart or data warehouse creation. So when everything is ready, we can push those data again to an output database, a target database, we can say. It may be MySQL or it should not be MySQL actually. Whatever source data we are pulling, we cannot push the same thing into the same database. But over here for learning purpose, we just took MySQL because this is the only one installed in my machine. That's why we just learned how to pull it and how to push it over here. Okay. So this way we can do that stuffs. I will be giving you an exercise maybe today or tomorrow on top of Python. It should be totally pure ETL tool. It should be working. There should be various Excel that need to be imported, or that may be imported from the CSV or Excel sheet to Python. Each of the Excel you need to store it into separate data frame. There should be some data manipulation. The data frame operation should be there. You will be doing that stuff. After that, the final result should be stored into MySQL database. So this should be the exercise looks like. Okay, the same thing has been covered in last session as well. So you will be also doing that stuff. Try that thing in your own way. And so this is the entire recap thing should be there for Python. Okay, I'll be giving you the exercise so that you can go ahead on with that stuff. Okay, so any doubt for anyone? We have covered Python MySQL connectivity. We have created a data frame from MySQL database by using this method read underscore SQL query. So we have able to successfully write the data from a existing data frame to uh, existing data frame to MySQL database by using two SQL methods. Okay. Okay, so for today's topic, one more thing is left. So some visualization aspect, some designing part we can declare. I mean, we can also do these things by Python. So there is a package available called matplotlib. Even by Python, I mean, even by pandas as well, we can plot the result. Okay, so how to do that? Let's use matplotlib. It's another package. It's very simple as well. I have just stored the result over here. So it's a new package, matplotlib, and over there I'm just calling this class pyplot. Okay, so this is the alias name. What we are doing over here, we are declaring to list. Okay, declaring to list x and y. Simple, those are discrete in manner, and we are having a plot on top of them. So how to declare it? Just like plot, plt dot plot. Plot is the method. Then independent variable and dependent one. I think we are out of that stuff. And then the next command should be just plot dot show. Okay. So if I just going to execute it, you can, oh sorry, it has been executed this command test. So let me execute. Let me change the sheet that I want to execute. It should be main. Okay. So this is the way we can visualize the data by pyplot. We can update the plot. This is a simple line chart. We can update the plot by putting bar. It should be bar plot. Okay. It should be scatter plot. If I put scatter, so whatever plot we are, I mean, our and the same thing can be declared from this class. Can put the thing. You can call that particular method over here only. Okay. So the scatter plot is also ever in point form. So if I just go with a complex uh, exercise with this matplotlib, we can get, we can take some real-time data, just like the CSV that I have imported earlier. We have the exercise handy over here as well. Let me just comment it out. I just put it in a scroll down section. Yeah. So let me drop this statement. So, what we are doing over here, let me just comment out this part. Okay, so if you could remember, I'm calling the same exam result. Let me print df. Then we can check what the result is. Print df dot head. Okay, I can see top 5 records. Okay, first of all, we are using PD, but we did not declare pandas over here. So let me declare, otherwise it's having red color, so it will be throwing an error. Okay, now there will be no issue. So you have imported pandas because I'm creating a data frame. Okay, so I'm printing the result over here. You can quickly check what is the result. Then what we are doing, we'll be printing this result too. Let me omit this pyplot as of now. Okay, so let me check what are the result. This is the result. I'm just doing a group by the aggregation thing on top of name and subject and doing the mean operation over here. Okay, so let's quickly check what's the output of this particular code snippet. Okay, that the top of the result. After that, nothing has been modified actually. It's aggregation function. Okay, I didn't print df. Yeah, it's df1 only. On top of name and subject, I'm doing this. Okay, there'll be no such bigger change because name and subject, the combination is fixed. Okay, it's not, it's discrete in nature as per the example. So there'll be no changes on top of that one. So no output changes is there. But as for the plotting section, I have chosen this df1. That's why let me omit this df1 from here and here. I have chosen this df1 for my plotting purpose. So I just declare a figure plot. It's a subplot. Okay. So this is the declaration method on plot.subplots. I've called it over here. And in the next session, in the next line, I'm just calling a method called bar to show you the bar plot over here. Okay. In bar plot, the same thing. I have declared the x-axis, I mean the dependent variable, and the independent one are and versus the dependent one. Name versus marks from this output. So name versus marks, that should be output. Just over here, df1 means data frame, and I'm calling that particular column name over here, and the same thing is present over here, df1 marks. Okay, and at the end it should be plot.output. So whatever I'll be seeing the data plt.show, sorry. So I'll be printing the result over here. Let me quickly print it. So we already checked the database. Now if I just print the result, it should be bar format. Swapnil will be receiving 13. Okay, so this thing we can check it after running this particular code snippet. Okay, so you can check the result. What Alex, Arnav, Bihan, Raghu, Ram, Ranjit, Rohit, Swapnil, what they have received. Okay. Any doubt from anyone on top of any plot or anything? So it's simple actually. For matplotlib, the first example was a very simple. We declared two lists having some discrete values, and then we just try to having a plot on top of that one. After that, we learned a basic, real-time data. So whatever we have imported from this CSV, that CSV we are using for last 4 or 5 days, that's storing the exam result information. So we have created a data frame on top of that one, and by the data frame columns, we are calling directly into the subplot section, and we are plotting the result. Okay, so that's all. Any doubt from anyone? If there is any, please tell me. Okay, as you were all silent, I think there is no doubt. So today I'll be providing you an exercise for the especially for whatever you have learned in ETL. Not ETL, actually Python, for last 3 or 4 days classes, especially creating data frame, manipulate the data in data frame, then pushing the same data frame into our external database. So this kind of exercise I'll be giving to you. Please try to solve by your own. Maybe after tomorrow. It should be taking some time for you. I am assuming so. So maybe after 1 or 2 days, we can cover up this exercise over here. Okay. Okay, then that's all for today. Nothing more than we have just discussed all the basic stuffs covered for Python, beginning with the introduction courses and ending up with the Python to be used as a data engineer tool, as well as the ETL side. So by the exercise, it should be quite clear, and the total picture should be coming up what we have covered till now. Okay. So if there is no doubt, then I think we can drop off and let's connect tomorrow with some other session, maybe on top of cloud. We'll be covering 2 more classes, then Git. Then we'll be learning a bit on top of Hadoop, some basic knowledge on top of that one. So this is the rest of the classes we need to cover for this season. Okay, then.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Hello. Can I
Yeah.
get the video recording section for previous classes also for the Python?
Yeah, sure. So this is 7th class for Python, and probably on the end I mean, the closing one. Yeah. For the last session, that should be kept in a YouTube uh, channel, and that is been. I think that is there in our description of this group. Okay. Try to check
Okay.
that one. The latest videos, I think they haven't uploaded. I'll be requesting the admin
Yes.
teams to upload the latest video as well as today's one. So
Okay.
you can check it.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for following up the thing. And if you just check it, that should be interesting to you. I mean, that should be, I mean, you can link up the thing. Okay. So let's connect tomorrow for the new topics, mainly cloud things. Actually, cloud is not directly been used for data engineers, but in few aspects, we need to know the cloud part as well. Because in smaller company, we need to, I mean, the data engineers need to also handle the cloud components by themselves. If you are getting a data architect role, so you need to choose, maybe you need to tell your customer or client you need this kind of database for storing this data. So then which particular VM or virtual machines you need to launch from cloud VDI and all. So those architecture level of knowledge you need to know. That's why a basic uh, I mean, overview on top of cloud we have included in these courses. So next 2 days will be on top of cloud. Okay. So then let's connect tomorrow for cloud and all. Meanwhile, I'll be providing the exercise for you to just quickly go ahead by your own, and let's connect tomorrow or day after tomorrow with the solution of the exercise with a quick recap as well of top of Python. Okay, then that's all for today's session. Let's connect tomorrow. Bye bye. Have a great day.